Call dog, thanks for the 14 months. Appreciate that. Welcome back. I think at this point, I would like to beast my rock slide. Opponent is unhappy with the state of the rocks. Snap. These ones always make me chuckle extra, because the fact that they're sweating means that they snapped me back on turn 2, thinking their hand was good, not because we're playing the Proving Grounds. It's always the people playing the most toxic piece of shit decks that sweat in these situations. Without fail. What's the most toxic thing you could be playing? All right, that's what we're doing. Victory. Are we done here, or are we gonna play 2 to 10? All right, we're done. God bless us, everyone. They heard us. Quite possibly. I'd like the record to reflect. I did not just call my opponent a piece of shit. I said their deck was a toxic piece of shit, and there's a difference. The only way you can take me being critical of your deck personally is if your deck is your entire personality, in which case that's an indictment of you. Your deck should not be your entire personality. All right, what pixel variant do we got today, gamers? Ladies, you know it's coming and it still hurts every time. Hey, by the way, Twitch drops this month on the 23rd through the 30th are a premium mystery variant, so we're guaranteed no pixels this time around. Can my deck be my entire personality if it's bounce? I'll allow it. Snap. Opponent snapped. You know, do not claim button for when we get a pixel variant, lol. This is actually a matchup I'm interested to see play out. Because I feel like there's a good chance that this deck is power crept a little by the Black Knight decks as well. I'm curious to see if it feels like we can keep up here. I need to get rid of Mindscape. The location is better for them than us. And Darkhawk should win this single-handedly, right? I think Black Knight decks are healthy and honest. No, Black Knight decks are objectively combo decks. I would not be surprised if Black Knight lost, I would not be surprised if Black Knight lost his, one of his forms of protection. I don't think they'll get rid of both, but I think Can't Be Destroyed and Can't Be Shadow King is probably a little much. All right, so this takes my Wolf up +6, which puts him to 14, which means he takes the Monster Metropolis bonus. And then I'm putting 3 more rocks in my opponent's deck up to 8, which lets this get massive. And I'm having 9 in the middle here as well. All right, good to go. Honestly, I think this is probably an example of victory. I don't know that the Black Knight deck's problematic. I think maybe you should be able to interact with this on one of the 2 axes as opposed to neither. But the numbers this puts out is easier for a deck making big numbers to keep up with, right? Like even without the Citadel here, this Hawk is 19 and my Wolf is 14, right? Like competing with 12 to 20 is very different than competing with 30 to 50. I feel like if the numbers your deck is producing are consistently smaller than Shuri my Red Skull, it's probably not problematic, but I also don't know that we have enough data to really say one way or another. Yeah, and that's exactly right too. The Black Knight takes work to set it up, right? Like it's effectively a 3-card combo as well. I think from a pure gameplay interactivity perspective, it would be nice if you could hit it with Shadow King or Shang, one of the 2, especially with Shang getting hit by Kyeria recently. But I also don't know that it's problematic as is. Think you'll ever get bored of Snap? Who knows? I played Magic for 2 decades though, so Snap keeps up their design even half as well as they have been. We're probably good for a while. That's actually an interesting thought. You could make the blade vulnerable to Shadow King, but give it base power, because it assigns itself power. So if you gave it base power, so it's all substats post Shadow King. I don't know, that's probably a little too convoluted. Arcado, thank you for the deck submission, by the way. I think that's going to close up our submissions for the day tentatively. Appreciate everybody that sent things in. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things waiting to be played after this one. You think this cues the infinite final boss, maybe? Yeah, sometimes, that's one of the reasons why I do a lot of proving grounds early in the season, too. Silver and gold can be a little slow, but sure, this season. Yes, this is silver. Could Kyaria work in this deck for Rock Slide? Why on God's green earth would this deck need Kyaria? Are you aware that Kyaria does not protect either of these cards? There's been a big literacy problem with that overall, so perhaps you are unaware that Kyaria does not protect these cards. A very, very good opener for us. Shuri's Lab is obviously crazy for this deck. Is this good? If so, why? Please explain. Bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here, bounce here. Holy gamers. Double-digit Nico here. Anyways, I started bouncing. Yep. I thought they nerfed Wolf. This. A little bit short here. I think I lose the Mojo World tiebreaker, right? too. Rip. Yeah, I couldn't compete for Mojo World. I was supposed to set up. I'm probably just supposed to set up to beat Infinite left and then put the rest of my power right, huh? Instead of counting on Wolf because they're a Shang deck. This is why someone suggested Kyeria earlier, right? So we can protect our Wolf. The Shadow King win right with the Hawk. Yeah, I think so. Does it? No, the Hawk was... Shadow King would have been -5 over there. Yeah, maybe it was. They would have been 17. Yeah, I think you're right. The Shadow King left is a good call. Or Shadow King right. Shadow King right plus Hawk right and the Wolf right.
Victory.
Would Kyeria protect the Wolf? Isn't it 1 in 6 cost cards? That's the joke.
Oh, snap. Opponent snapped.
Opponent's taking this very seriously, Chad. I'm just snapping on one because it's Silver Conquest. Arnek loves the Ambi chat. Tagging Ghost Rider with Ham is big game. Arnek also kind of loves the Raft. Nico or Kyeria? Nico not close. I think you could replace Kyeria with other cards in most decks and still be pretty close. Decks that want to play Nico can't function without Nico. I'd also like the record to reflect that I'm biased in this opinion because Nico is my favorite card in Marvel Snap, but she's really fucking good, chat. I think Nico is easily the sweetest Marvel Snap card to have released last month, or last year. Would I rather flip Wolf around the board or would I rather trigger the Raft? It's kind of close. I think I'd rather trigger the Raft. Can I do both? You can't really do both. Oh my god, I can do both. You son of a bitch, I'm in. Nico is speaking of Nico and not being replaceable, chat. She's fucking cracked. Holy. God damn it, Raph. Fuck you. This one the game. This puts my Darkhawk to 9 cards in their deck, which is 18. There's a good chance to win the game here. It could also just be right to go like Hawk. I don't know. I think we're winning most combinations of the game, and they're like assuming that our Infinaut's a real card.
Snap.
Even if this deck's power corrupt a bit by Blob, I'm glad we're playing it today. It's so fun to play.
Snapped.
Ooh. Please pork a She-Hulk. Please pork a She-Hulk. Please pork a She-Hulk. Better than porking an Infinaut, gamers. Better than porking an Infinaut. That was not the beast I wanted for Christmas. Draw Shadow King on the last turn now. What the fuck is in their hand? What is in their hand?
Victory.
I need to know. Chat, what is in their hand? Is it just all 6s and they needed to play to every location? It must just be like all 6s, right? And they felt like they wanted to add points here and here. Their hand could be rocks. Yeah, that's true. It could be rocks. We did put some of those in their deck. Wild. We take those. It's so hard to evaluate the position that your opponent is put in by these cards for that reason. Can we say like Ghost Rider too? Yeah, rocks and Ghost Rider. Wild. All right, let's get one more proving grounds in with this, and then we'll slide on to our next viewer submission, huh? Gold ticket's not bad. Pup still got legs when you don't run into Blob. Yeah, I think that makes sense, Ray. I think subbing Rock Slide for Black Widow because of her new cost is very reasonable. What'd you sub for Nico in this deck? Hawkeye. One of the really subtle things that Nico does among the many things that she does is there's a lot of games where Nico adds a lot of power to the board for you between her demons and her +2s and her double my power mode. Forge could also be a reasonable answer.
Opponent snapped.
Is Kairia a sensible purchase for 6,000 tokens? I think if you like playing She-Hulk decks, Kairia is a very reasonable pickup. I would expect Kairia to be a format staple. Rewarded for playing Iceman on 1Gamers. I'm gonna decline Hotel Infernoing them because I'm a Darkhawk deck. Beast? Beast? So I'm gonna shrink my demon here, but I'm gonna like pump these up, right? Which is like super worth it. This is a huge net positive, right? One of your finest beasts, please. This Twitch stream is pre-recorded, etc., etc. And if they have priority here, we'll get to pick their hood up as well. Actually, will we? I'll have a demon in my hand, and then I'll pick these two up. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's probably some light. It's gonna suck a little bit that they get to put Ninja over here, but... Okay. Okay, and now my friendo gets to play exactly one card here, right? Odin loses the game. They can't Galactus me anywhere. Chad, if they Odin left, I'm literally just winning the game by doing nothing. They could Annie. Yeah, Annie's possible. It's just this, right? The wolf ends here then. Reading blob. I think this is like Annie plus something else. Oh, it's Annie plus Jeff, right? Because Jeff's the only second card they can play. Demon plus Jeff, sure.
Victory.
Chat, that was a proving ground stay. They knew they were dead. They didn't break 10 in any way, that's true.